Show us mercy, help us, please. I keep calling, calling to the sky, searching, searching upon high. I keep calling, calling to the sky.
Predictions podcast. I am Selina, your host. And I'd like to remind you that you can subscribe, if you haven't already, to my mystery portal subscription for more exclusive world predictions, psychic readings, horoscopes, moon intentions, Akashic downloads, and much, much more. And it's just £5.55 a month. The link is under this video. Now, I'd like to start with, it's been an eventful week in the world. I'd like to start with a few bigger predictions that have come in this week, and I'm going to make new predictions on them as well. So we're going to start with, you've guessed it, Donald Trump dominating the news headlines with Greenland this week. I actually made a prediction very recently that he would say something or be linked to something where it's really controversial and linked to Hitler, the Second World War, all of those sort of themes. And something's come in where he actually, it wasn't him that said it, but there was an incident. There was another incident that I reported last week on my podcast, but this is actually to do with his party, his Republican Party. They actually displayed a slogan saying which way something, which way to Greenland. It was a slogan that was very similar. It was which way Greenland man. Sorry, I can't remember it. Which way Greenland man said was the slogan they used. And they said people were saying, it was reported in the news that this slogan, a very similar slogan, was used by the Nazi Party in the Second World War. Now, this is causing a lot of controversy, as I said it would, and this has come in, and people are just shocked. They're just shocked how much this party, Donald Trump, is allowed to get away with. It's like they're saying these things and people are just standing there in shock thinking, surely if somebody said that in the UK, if a prime minister said that, or they displayed that slogan in the UK, they would be sacked straight away. So why is Donald Trump still there and not being kind of removed from his position as president if he's saying that, he's supporting these slogans? So this is the controversy of it. It is raising eyebrows. Now, it's all to do with Greenland because he wants Greenland. He's always wanted Greenland because for many reasons. Minerals are there. It's a bridge between, it's like a platform where he could put his troops between Europe and north of Europe and America. It's sort of, if he moves his troops there, he will have a heads up or leverage over Russia, China. If there is a war to break out, he will have leverage. He will have that as a base for battle. It's not really about security of Greenland. He's saying it is, but I don't feel it is. It's more about the US having that leverage over land, over minerals, creating an empire as they want to take over many Latin countries. They even want Canada, I'm being shown. It's about an empire similar to the Roman Empire. Now, will he get Greenland is another question. I'm actually seeing that he will bomb Greenland. He will bomb not the whole of it, but the military HQs, the military bases there, because he'll say that, and he's going to do it suddenly. I'm going to do a separate video on this, but he's going to do it suddenly, similar timing to when he bombs Iran. It's for a different reason, do with IS headquarters. He wants to target ISIS headquarters, but he will do it all like suddenly at the same time, just like mass bombing all around the world, different places. There's a third country he's going to do as well, bombing. I don't know what it is, but it's another one, and he's just going to go like crazy with all this bombing. And I'm seeing him, but I don't see a lot of bombing in Greenland, but I see something with wanting to target a specific military base. And he's going to say the reason is because Greenland did not comply with his takeover bid, with what he wants to do. So he's going to say his infamous phrase, we can do it the hard way, we could do it the easy way, but no, we had to do it the hard way because you didn't comply. So that's what I see happening. This is going to create complete shock and outrage worldwide. I'm also seeing that Greenland will retaliate, NATO will retaliate. US won't join the war against Russia. They won't join it. I think that war with Ukraine and Russia is NATO supporting Ukraine against Russia. That I see that America not wanting to get involved in that. I see America having a feud, having a problem with NATO having a problem with America because of the bombing of Greenland. So you're going to get NATO supporting Greenland to go against Donald Trump. This is going to get where you get the start of World War III. It's not straight away, but you're going to see a build up, and this is going to destroy the alliance that US has with NATO. It's going to affect so many treaties, so many problems. US may then partially leave NATO. They may not leave completely, but there's going to be, or they may not leave, sorry, they will leave NATO, but they won't leave NATO permanently, because I actually see once Donald Trump leaves his presidency, and I've explained before how I see that happening, is to do with an assassination attempt that triggers a heart attack, and then he can't be president anymore because of ill health. So when Vance takes over, I see Vance then negotiating with NATO again to do some sort of peace treaty and to have some sort of deal with Greenland. So not to bomb it, but to get a negotiation deal. So it's really, really complicated. When I tune in, I can see the stages of it all through the map of the Akashic Records. So Trump will cause controversy. He will cause a stir. So we'll look out for that. The people of Greenland are going to retaliate so much against Donald Trump. They do not want him. I don't feel they like him, actually. They don't want him imposing his laws or his rules or his takeover bid. They don't want that. Denmark will step in. NATO will step in to try and stop him, but he'll stop a bit and then he'll kind of keep everyone dangling. So the bombing is very small and short, and then it's just to scare them, and then he's waiting, he's watching, he's waiting, and then he's going to try and pounce again and say, I want Greenland. But I don't feel he'll be able to take it because his health will get in the way. He will get ill before he can actually do like a complete takeover. So that's what I'm seeing. So that is the big news this week. I had a funny prediction with Donald Trump. I said that he would fart and break wind. He did. Apparently, he allegedly farted in front of some schoolgirls and they couldn't take the smell. And there was apparently something to do with him farting when it was farting intermittently to do with when he was looking out the window at the ballroom, the new ballroom in the White House. And people said it was really loud. So there was 2 incidences apparently. So anyway, I just predict what's coming in the news. So this came in the news. There's a few stories on it actually that I posted on my social media. Now, my next prediction that came in was Sarah Ferguson, the former Duchess of York. I made a prediction that she would say something that would be really controversial and embarrassing against the royal family. Now, she claimed that the royals did not support her, whatever that means. And they've ostracized her, which was another prediction I made. And she is wanting, reports are saying she is claiming that she wants to write a book, or there could be an alleged book coming out that she wants to allegedly write to expose a tell-all book about the royal family, about her life there and what she's experienced. And they're saying it's similar to how Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, Harkle, they're called, when they did that Oprah interview, tell-all, and also the book Harry did. So we'll see what happens next with that. But I do think there'll be a book. I do see her. I don't think it's going to be as exposing as much as what people think, but it's more of a book to kind of tell her side of the story and claim her innocence, especially with regards to connections over Epstein. Now, I'm not seeing that she was actually directly involved with Epstein. I feel that she was a people pleaser and she was scared of his power, and she was just trying to keep in his good books because she was terrified of what he could do to ruin her career, her reputation. She was terrified. So she was a people pleaser, but I don't feel she was involved in any weird rings he was operating or anything like that. I think she was very separate. I don't even think she knew the full story of everything. I think she knew bits, but she was terrified. I think it's more Andrew that was involved and linked. That's what I'm sensing. It was him that was more Epstein's friend. I don't think Sarah Ferguson was Epstein's friend. I think she was his acquaintance, or an acquaintance of his, but I think she was actually terrified of him, the power he had over people. So that's what I think is happening. And she'll try to tell people in the book to give her side of the story. I don't actually think she's a bad person when I tune into her. I think she's made the wrong choices in life, in some friendships or acquaintanceships, decisions she's made. But she can be outspoken, but I don't think she's a bad person when I tune into her. And don't forget, she's supported Andrew, like emotionally, financially. She's been his backbone. So she has tried to help him and her children the best she can. But she just wants a new life. I also made a prediction that she would leave the UK to go to a Mediterranean country, France, Switzerland, Spain. I wasn't sure where it was, but she would emigrate. And it's actually come out that she's looking to live in Portugal, to move to Portugal permanently, because that is where her daughter's husband has property there. Their daughter has a holiday home there, so property there. So that came in as well. So I do feel she will move there, and she will actually shun the limelight and live quite a reclusive life now, after all this Epstein saga has come out. Now, on to some lighter predictions or smaller predictions that I had made that came in, other predictions. So we have Julio Iglesias. I said that he would, a Spanish singer. I said it could be an opera singer, someone with an unusual voice, Spanish. I got the name link of Jose. Of course, it's come out. Julio Iglesias, his middle name is Jose. I didn't actually know that when I made the prediction, because I wasn't 100% who it was. I thought it could be, I didn't know actually who this was. I thought it could be some sort of Spanish singer. But anyway, I saw the prediction. It would be a member of staff that tells the story. And it came out, I think it was 2 staff members said that he allegedly assaulted them, abused them, and of course, he's a Spanish famous singer. I don't know if he's done opera. He's got quite an operatic quality to his voice in some songs when I heard them. I personally wasn't a fan of his, but his music, of course, I'm a singer myself. I didn't really resonate with his music. But yes, I see charges there. Well, I don't know if they've even charged him yet, but I think they may have done. I see more to come with that. So that is just kind of ruined his reputation. Like I actually see him getting ill physically now. He's actually going to get ill it's going to, the stress of the whole thing is going to affect his health. I think a victim will come forward with a lot more information. They're going to give an interview or something soon. I'm seeing this, or write a book or something, not a book, but like publish an interview with a newspaper. There's a lot more alleged gory details that we're going to hear. Now, I made a prediction on a change in a hunting ban in the UK. I didn't quite know what it was, but I knew there was a big story on it. So what's happened is Donald Trump and his administration have said to the UK, to Keir Starmer, that the UK should lift the ban on trophy hunting. They should continue, they should allow trophy hunting and lift the ban. So this has caused controversy because, of course, trophy hunting, which is like hunting these exotic animals such as giraffe, tigers, all different animals, is really controversial. I personally am against it. I don't think that trophy hunting is good. But Trump wants them to lift the ban. See, another controversial thing with Trump. Do you think he's a good-hearted, kind-hearted person to want trophy hunting? I wonder. I don't know if it's to do with he's going to think they're going to tax it, or I don't know even if it's taxed already. Maybe to make money off it, taxing it. I don't know, but really bizarre when I look at that. The other prediction that came in was serial killer grave robber. Now, I saw someone digging up, police finding bodies, digging them up or find them underground or under the bottom of a property, at the base of a property, under floorboards. Hundreds of bodies. I saw all these bodies. I made this prediction a few months ago. I got the serial killer stroke grave robber would have, the name would be German, or there'd be a German link in the ancestry. And of course, his name was German, surname was German. They found over 100 bodies. They're not sure if he killed some of them or he found them all, but I know he kind of went and grave robbed and found them, body snatcher, complete psychopath. And that was in America. So that came in. We had something to do with a new citrus fruits, oranges species coming in. So they're calling it the Garden of Eden. It's a special garden. It's bred loads of hybrids of citrus fruits, unusual shapes. Some of them are combinations, hybrids between oranges, guavas, lemons, all different fruits of citrus. So this came in. That was a nice one. I like that one, that prediction. We had the ancient Greek temple that was discovered. I felt it was something like a Roman Mithra temple or an ancient Greek. I felt it was Roman, but they're saying it's ancient Greek. It was actually on a Greek island. They unearthed it. I thought it was London because I was linking it to the Mithra temple in London, but it was very similar to the Mithra temple, but it was actually on a Greek island. So that came in this week. I love my historical predictions. They're so interesting. Now I just want to go back over an old prediction I'd made to do with the diamond heist. Now, two situations came in. One was in Miami, because it was in California. I got the link of Miami, or a really kind of hot weather state in America. But I also got it that would be a really big diamond and jewel heist. And I saw it being one of the biggest in world history. I actually looked back and I think it was the Louvre heist, because the Louvre heist came in shortly after I'd made the prediction. So I putting this one in there, and I posted on social media because I saw this massive diamond robbery, like giant one. So we'll put that in there. Now, some new predictions. I'm going to talk about Keir Starmer, and the astrology, because we've got the dragon's tail, which is the south node. So we've got the north node in Pisces and the south node in Virgo. That's called the dragon's tail. That will conjunct Keir Starmer's natal sun and Pluto, and his natal sun and Pluto are in a perfect conjunction in Virgo. He's actually he's got a Virgo stellium. He's got a triple conjunction in Virgo natally. his birth chart. So the South Node will form a conjunction. It will form the conjunction quite soon, but I looked at a specific date, which was the 3rd of March, because that's the total lunar eclipse in Virgo, which is his sun sign. So he will have on the 3rd of March a total lunar eclipse and the dragon's tail, both in Virgo, conjuncting his natal sun and Pluto. What will this mean? It doesn't mean good things for him, bad things. Major, major, major revelations for him. Plutonian energy, scandals, revelations. And this is, I feel, to do with a dodgy deal being made with a Russian oligarch that is from his past that will come back to haunt him. The South Node is always about the past, things resurfacing from the past, karmic tests, karmic lessons. So you're going to see a massive scandal. That will be the start of his leadership challenge and ousting. That will be the start. The time marker for when he goes will be something very significant, with a significant event with Russell Brand. That's the time marker. I don't know the actual time marker of when he resigns and steps down, but that will be the marker. And I actually feel there'll be a general election later on. So there'll be a change in Labour Prime Minister first, and it's done through an ousting. There are several ways they can do it, but this one I'm seeing through an ousting, where his party get rid of him. They vote him out. I actually feel that process already started. The leadership challenge process allegedly started in November, and that's when I said the downfall would start. Ghost of Christmas Past and everything. So lots of betrayals going on. And then I see the general election will happen later. Now, I'm not sure if it's before 2028 or if it's 2028, but that will be Reform that gets in. They're going to get more seats. It won't be Nigel Farage that leads it, because I see him resigning before the general election happens. And I see a new prime minister. I feel it's someone we don't know a lot about, actually. So the next prime minister is Labour, and then there'll be a general election, and then it's Reform. Now, will things get better with Reform? Yes, slightly, but it will take a while. A lot of people are saying Starmer was very weak. He didn't make the right decisions. He's a puppet for a hidden agenda, but I think that there is a lot of corruption in the government. There always is corruption in the government. So when I say it will get better a bit, I still think there's corruption. I still think there's the same agenda going on to control the people, matrix control. But I think that it probably won't be. It won't be as bad as what's happening now, because obviously they won't have Rachel Reeves and Keir Starmer to corrupt it. So it will be. I won't say it's going to get. Still, the agenda is about control, but I want to say the people will be running it. The new prime minister will be better. I get more a neutral energy. I don't get someone that is so in it for themselves. I get someone that's a similar energy to John Major. So remember John Major, he was still a puppet. He had to fulfill an agenda, but he himself was not a bad person. He was not corrupt. He was kind of neutral. Some say he was a bit boring, but he was neutral. And obviously there's always an agenda. So that's why I always say, grow your own garden. Don't rely on the government to change your life. Don't put your faith in governments. But yes, it will get slightly better, but don't expect massive miracles. Now, coming into my next prediction, this was on Russell Brand. Now, Russell Brand, yes, time marker for the UK Prime Minister when he gets ousted, resigns. He will, and I don't see Keir Starmer calling a general election, actually. I think it will be too late for him to do that. It's like he'll be so deep in horse manure, he won't even be able to do that with that scandal that I'm seeing coming out. I actually feel people in the government know about it and they'll stab him in the back. Someone from his own cabinet will stab him in the back, they'll expose him. because he's supposed to be supporting Ukraine with NATO against Russia in the war. So this will show that they'll say, oh, how come if you're supporting NATO and against the Ukraine-Russia war, you're against Russia, you're trying to protect Ukraine from Russia, why are you doing alleged dodgy deals with Russian oligarchs? So this will raise eyebrows. I've made a video on it, so you can watch it more in detail on my social media. So Russell Brand, I feel the outcome of his charges will be lenient. He won't get big sentences. He may not even I don't even think he'll get a sentence. I think he could get a small fine, a caution maybe. It will be a similar let-off as John Leslie. Remember John Leslie? This morning presented, it'll be a similar situation to that where they gets let off. I mean, he might get some sort of final charge. He might get something, but it's small. I then see him growing in notoriety, in fame. He'll grow in fame, and he might do some sort of documentary about traveling around the world, or some sort of documentary that will gain more followers. Something with enlightenment or something. I see him. He could do retreats as well, like yoga, Buddhist yoga. I don't know. He's not Buddhist, he's Christian. Some sort of Christianity meditation retreat or something. He'll turn into some sort of like cult leader, where they kind of lead people. And I personally won't be joining his cult, so don't worry. But he'll kind of, that's the way he'll go. And the victims are going to sell their story. They're going to say, well, the alleged victims, they're going to say the actual, well, I don't know if they sell a full story, but it's like they're going to give an interview where they're saying they don't agree with what's happened, the outcome. I don't know why that is the outcome legally, but that's just what I'm seeing, that the judge will be lenient. Similar to when I said for P. Diddy, but I don't see Russell Brand going to jail. If he does, it's either a suspended sentence or community service. I don't know what it is, but I don't think he's going to jail. I don't see him going to jail for like years. I don't even see him going to jail, actually. He might emigrate from the United Kingdom. He might go and live in another country. I'm not sure if he stays with his wife, though. I see him with another woman later on. There'll be another wife or something. How many times has he been married? He won't stay with the current wife. I think there'll be somebody else. And the next wife will be from a foreign culture. She'll have a foreign accent. That's what I'm seeing. I'm good with predicting wives and things for celebrities. I do it with clients, actually. And they come back and they say, oh, yes, I met this person. Sometimes it's like 5 years later, and they go, yeah, I met the man 5 years later. Now, there's quite a lot today, isn't there, to do? Ice raids, I'm seeing that, I made a prediction actually today yesterday, that there would be another shooting with the ice raids, and I feel it would be a child that was caught in the crossfire, and it would spark mass protests that would turn violent in America and around the world as well, and it would end up in some sort of protest where a fire breaks out outside the White House, like maybe someone set something on fire, and it's just pandemonium when I tune into it, shouting, screaming, violence. I see Trump bringing in the US military in these protests. I don't know if he's done that already, but I'm seeing it on a mass scale. And I'm seeing that the ice raids won't stop until Trump has gone. And then when J.D. Vance is president, he won't do this. They won't have ice raids anymore. They will still have an immigration policy that's strict. They won't do the raids. I feel very much Trump is the person that is putting that forward, not so much Vance. Vance agrees with Trump because he doesn't want to lose his job. But I actually feel that's more Trump's agenda. It's not Vance's agenda. I think Vance will have a different agenda actually when he comes into power. Now, I wanted to make some celebrity predictions. I've got something with the Beckhams. So David Beckham, Victoria Beckham, their son, Romeo Beckham, has sort of a strange son. He's cut them off, hasn't he? So he doesn't want anything to do with them. Now, I'm seeing what will happen there is that he'll have a baby with his wife. I see allegedly, potentially allegedly, that there's all alleged, of course. There'll be a third party in that marriage. Now, I don't know if I think it's her that has another man. She meets another man, and I think that marriage won't last. They'll divorce. He then will he will then reconcile with his family, David Victoria Beckham and his siblings. He will reconcile. Don't think it's yet though. Get a few years. I don't think it's long, but it's not like decade, but it's a few years. Could be 2 to 3 years less. Victoria Beckham, I sense, is not wanting to eat food because she looks so skinny because of the stress. Because of the stress she's under with this situation, you know, because it's her son. She gave birth to him, of course. So this is a very stressful time. I feel the Beckhams mean well, their son. They are very protective over all their kids. They're good parents and being shown psychically with their kids. So this is a tough time. I feel the partner of Romeo, the wife, she is very controlling over him. She does not like Victoria. I feel there's a massive feud between her and Victoria. Could be a karmic thing, past life karmic thing. But it's like I see him having a revelation where he discovers an alleged cheating scandal, that there's a third party involved. I don't even know if it's a man or a woman, the third party. It could even be a woman. Sorry, when I tune in, I get this information. And it's going to be really, really shocking. He'll remarry, though. There'll be another wife later on. She'll be an American actress. He'll marry an American actress. Darker skin, like Latin looking. And I think she'll be accepted by the Beckhams, the families. They'll really like her. I'm doing a lot of predictions on relationships today. Katie Price. Now, Katie Price doesn't look well. I did predict she'd break up with that guy. I can't remember his name. They did break up. Now, when I tune into Katie Price, if she continues on the path she's on, which I feel is not a good path for her, she will have a similar outcome to Amy Winehouse. That's what I'm predicting. So she needs to get off this path and straighten herself out and get into the light. She's not okay. I feel she has a lot of mental well-being issues. Don't think she's a bad person at all. Think she's a good mother. Like, she tries to be a good mother, but obviously I feel she struggles with her well-being. So I'm seeing that she could end up similar to Amy Winehouse. That's all I'll say there. I've got very strong energy. I've had that for a while with her. Now, and I think she needs to stop having relationships. She needs to be single and work on herself. All the men she meets are narcissists, and they use her. A lot of them, I don't know if all of them, but a lot of them use her. A lot of them have used her to grow their status. I don't think she uses them. I think they use her when I tune in. I think she loves fame, but she's usually more famous than them, isn't she? And then they kind of try and get fame off her. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Especially these reality TV show stars. They're not stars. She needs to get away from stars. Like, eventually, if she straightened herself out, she could meet a very nice businessman and be very settled. But and someone older than her, not someone younger. Not that I'm ageist, but I just get she needs someone like a fatherly energy to her. Not someone that is interested in fame and fortune, just ordinary person, like someone that doesn't want to be famous. That's what she needs. Now, just to conclude, this is about the astrology stellium we have. We've got the big stellium at the moment. It was a new moon in Capricorn, and the Venus-Pluto conjunction Mercury-Mars conjunction, all these planets very close together, which is called a stellium in Capricorn. Now, for you, it's brilliant. For the viewers, it means new beginnings, conclusions to things, new chapters, new things coming in that are amazing, all to do with the house that Capricorn is in, depending on whether Capricorn is in your chart, that house. For the world, it is not so good for the world because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So it's contracts. So for you, it's contracts being signed, new contracts, new initiations, plans like deals. Could be business, could be career, could be property. So many things. Endings as well. So endings in that same area, tying up loose ends, cutting ties with situations. But in the world, when I tune in, it's Capricorn Saturn energy, which is war, constriction, contract. So you've got this peace deal with Gaza, alleged peace deal with Gaza, like inviting Putin, Netanyahu, Tony Blair, Trump to be on this peace board of Gaza. So you've got this going on. That's a contract, isn't it? A new contract being signed. You've also got this Greenland situation going on, so more contracts. So it's not great. It's that controlling, restrictive energy of Saturn coming in. But what I'm seeing is actually through this will be a breakthrough. It's like these things will happen, but then there is a breakthrough at some stage, especially with Greenland, where, when Vance comes into play, there'll be sort of more negotiations than bombings. But I don't get a good feeling about the Gaza Strip. I think that will, I see a mass exodus. I see the peace treaty. They're saying, oh, to all the Gaza people, we have to relocate you because we're going to rebuild Gaza. So I see all these people from Gaza having to relocate, which is going to cause a lot of controversy and uproar. And they'll say, oh, you can't go back. And remember, Trump did that video on the Gaza Riviera with Netanyahu. It was like an AI video. So that's what he wants. He wants to rebuild the Gaza Strip and, do property development there, basically, and tell all the Gaza people to go to a different place and relocate them. So that will be very, very controversial. So that's all this Saturn energy coming in. So it's a very interesting stellium. It can create endings. It can create beginnings. So that's why I've talked about it. And it's the new moon we've just had on the 19th. And Aquarius season as well. Aquarius the sun moved into Aquarius on the 19th. And then we had this new moon on Sunday. The new moon was actually on Sunday. So last Sunday. So we shall see what happens. Remember, if you'd like to book a psychic reading with me or astrology reading, the link to my website to book is under this video. And I always thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free. You can like this video as well. And remember to share this video far and wide and comment. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.